What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, got a packed show. I want to talk about Barca and Bama and how I think the two are kind of alike, but I'm going to try to draw that out. I want to get into teams that could go undefeated, of which Georgia was one. Now we got to have real conversations about whether or not Georgia's still one. I want to talk about LSU is on fire, a dumpster fire, like 8 months after winning the national championship. And I got a bit that I want to talk about with book that I read, and we'll get to that. But first, look, man, I understand that some of y'all believe that Jamie Newman, store brand Cam Newton, decided to opt out of the 2020 season because JT Daniels beat him, without ever acknowledging that JT Daniels ain't even cleared to play tackle football yet. He might be by September 26th. He probably is going to be now, whether they want him to be cleared or not, by September 26th, because Jamie Newman has decided to actually take the bag. Now, I did a segment on this on the channel that you can watch on demand. But first, acknowledge that this season is unlike any other season. And we're accelerating the way in which things go to try to get as much money as we possibly can. Jonathan Jones wrote about this in CBS Sports, and I was put on game by a friend of mine who loves college football, or I should say likes college football. At least I think he's my friend. I hope he thinks that we're friends, because that would be awkward. Anyway, agents throwing around all sorts of money. Agents are coming up to these kids and throwing around $500,000 to $1 million to get them to leave school, to sign contracts with them as representation if they are first-round draft picks. And Jamie Newman fits the first-round draft pick mold, not because he's got a first-round grade, but because he's a quarterback. I mean, this is the only way in which Jordan Love, throwing more interceptions than anybody else in the FBS last year, ends up first-round draft pick, because you're willing to gamble on that dude, unlike anybody else. And then there's nothing wrong with being store brand Cam Newton. That's a compliment, okay? That means you got it with your legs and you got it with your arm. Now, the last 3 games that he played at Wake Forest were not good. So his best game that he played, or I should say the best opponent he plays, Clemson, he ain't played very well, okay? We're talking like 40% completion rate. Now, that said, they weren't very good at Wake Forest, but he did have Sage Surratt, and Sage Surratt has already decided to opt out, joining the ranks of Caleb Flaherty at Va Tech. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. Micah Parsons at Penn State, he's going to be a first-round draft pick. Rashad Bateman at Minnesota, he's going to be a first-round draft pick. Rondale Moore at Purdue, probably a second round, but could be a first-round draft pick. And on it goes. I mean, we're going to get into LSU. We're going to get into Jamar Chase. But Jamar Chase didn't make a COVID decision. Jamar Chase, like Jamie Newman, made a bag decision. And if you can secure the bag without taking the hits, and you're going to get this humanistic whole care that you're just not going to get from these institutions where they don't pay you to play, why not just take the bag? Like, I love college football. I like seeing the kids get paid more, okay? That's why I cover recruiting all the way through the NFL draft and whatnot, because I like seeing the kids level up, which is also why I'm saying, forget Jamie Daniels or JT Daniels. You better go get you some Carson Beck stock. You better back to Beck. You better back to Beck with the quickness. Why should you back to Beck with the quickness? Because you could get 2 years out of Carson Beck. You might get 1 year out of JT Daniels, baby. Then you're going to be back to the drawing board. And unless you Lincoln Riley, I don't think you can make it work year to year. Okay? Oklahoma's in a very good spot, because Spencer Rattler's got to prove, at least through one season, that he got the goods to play at the next level. Meanwhile, I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence going, what are you doing? Like, I understand that you like playing college football and you are here to play college football. But son, you can't do anything but hurt yourself. You have won a national championship. Like, you don't need a Heisman Trophy. As a matter of fact, a Heisman Trophy is a terrible predictor of NFL success. So if you could do what Jamie Newman is doing, why not do it, especially in a state where the COVID numbers ain't exactly low? COVID numbers in South Carolina are sky high. It's like the rent, too damn high. Same thing is true in Georgia. Same thing is true in Florida. Now, if you want to talk about JT Daniels taking a job, I'm going to be here with you. 2017 Gatorade Player of the Year, starting quarterback at USC before he blew out his knee. And then Graham Harrell tapped Keaton Slovis, and they got that thing humming right along. But let's not act like Jamie Newman made a decision that had to do with playing time, because it ain't. It's got to do with the bag man. Do you have a bag to give the man? If you don't, you in a world of hurt, which kind of gets me into this conversation that I want to have about Jamar Chase and LSU here in a little bit, but I want to hit that off top. Before I get to this next segment, I'm going to take a look at what y'all got to say in the chat. And if y'all got good questions in the chat, I will take on your good questions in the chat. If you want to talk noise in the chat, I'm going to block you in the chat. All right? Ain't nothing to put nobody in time out here, baby. Okay? You looking for the Karen? You the Karen looking for the manager? I'm the manager. Come get it. See what we got in here. JT Daniels isn't even clear yet. Yeah, he ain't. That's what I'm saying. Let me see. What's up, Corey? I don't know why you retracted it, but, whatever. There's my mama. She in the chat. If LSU is in shambles, then exactly what state is Oklahoma in? Better shape than LSU, which I'll get to here in a second. See what else we got in here. As a Dogs fan, I was really excited to see Cam Newton light. I was too. I wanted to see what he could do with Todd Monken. I wanted to see what he could do in Todd Monken's scheme. I wanted to see what Todd Monken could do with store brand Cam Newton, Zamir White, and George Pickens. But you know what? I would have loved to see the Big Ten play college football this year too, along with the Pac-12. I would love to live in a world where there is no coronavirus. Deal with the board as it is, right? Play it as they lies. Isn't that what they say in the golf? They say play it as it lies. Play it as it lies. You know what I mean? The board is the board. Now, can you work with what's on the board, or are you a chump? I ain't got no time for chumps. I don't have any time for chumps. I've been getting it how I live from day one. We started off on a piece of cardio equipment with my phone in front of my face like this. And we on ESPN Radio now, doing national radio. Get it how you live. I don't have any sympathy for people going, I ain't got all the advantages. You Georgia football. You bigger than the Falcons. What you mean you ain't got all the advantages? Stupid. Let me see. It doesn't matter that he's no gimme prospect, Corey. He's a quarterback. Like, that's just it, right? He's a quarterback. They evaluate quarterbacks different. If you want to talk noise to Kerry Vincent. He ain't as good as he thinks he is. But if you could choose to opt out and you can get signed by an agent, you take that money, baby. Let me see. Can Trajan Bridges turn into a Kenny Stills type of player? Yes, he can. Actually, that's a really good comp. And we'll get back to that. All right. So I want to do this thing about Barcelona and Alabama right quick. Okay. But first, let's do a read. Okay? Let's do a read. I do appreciate my partners here on the RJ Young Show channel. Let's see. Always wanted to get your MBA? What's the holdup? If it's tuition fees, let me tell you, the folks at the Get Money Management Institute have a deal for you. At the Get Money Management Institute, they're just about to slash their interest fee, their late fee, their slushy fee, and their fee by 50% just for you at the Get Money Management Institute. Secure your space in their MBA program today at the Get Money Management Institute. It takes just one phone call to get this online degree that's not worth the effort to blow your nose with it. Mention RJ at checkout and receive an additional 20% off at the online campus ebook store. Remember, secure your future with the GMMI MBA, or as they call it, a Master Badass Diploma today. Some restrictions may apply. Absolutely, positively, no refunds. My thanks to our partners at the Get Money Management Institute.